like to always start with is just, really from me to you, thank you for being here. You could be many other places, and you're here with me and us for the show. So thank you. Thanks for whatever it took to be here. From the last time we really got to connect, I really was left with, what a powerful leader that you are, and the things you're passionate about. I can really appreciate, and that's a lot where our synergy aligns. So, with that said, I'd love for you to give us your story. Like, how did you get into coaching? And say whatever you got to say to introduce yourself. But, what do you say, Otis?
Yeah. Well, so my story, the brief story, the brief version is I spent 25 years in the Army. Majority of that, almost all of that, in Special Forces. Retired 10 years ago, went into the business world, and from the in the business world, I bounced around a lot, working for different companies. Every company I worked for, I thought, man, this is it, next 20-year career, and just never sat right. Something always triggered a reaction, and it was like, so like in those 7 years, I worked for 5 different companies, including my own, doing my own consulting work at the same time. But I was never happy. And 3 years ago, 3 summers ago, I guess is a better timeline to do it. I was sitting here in my home office. I was working for a small business based in Fort Worth, Texas, my hometown. And I was the chief strategy officer. I traveled when I wanted to, where I wanted to. And even when I went back to the headquarters, it was my hometown. I got to see mom and dad, I got to see my in-laws, I got to eat at restaurants, my favorite restaurants, and all those sort of things. But I was miserable. I was sitting here at my desk one afternoon and just feeling sorry for myself. And I started to do a little self-analysis about what it was I liked to do. Why was I in this position? Why had I bounced around in so many different companies doing different jobs? I mean, everything from computer or data management and strategy programming to building life support camps in Africa. I mean, I've been there and done all these things, and none of them are hitting the spot for me. And as I was sitting there, what I started to realize, well, there was one thing that always made me happy and fulfilled me, and that was coaching rugby. Because I knew that every day during the rugby season, at 3:30 when practice started, the boys would show up, we'd kick off with a warm up, and no matter how crappy the day had been before then, it all went away. And when practice ended, no matter how crappy practice was or how good it was, I always felt fulfilled and more satisfied, and it really brought me back up, out of that woe is me sort of feeling. So I looked at that and I was like, well, I love the game of rugby. It's a great game, and I love my boys. But what I realized was it was really the act of coaching that gave me fulfillment. So I started to tap into my network of people I know and got introduced to a couple of business coaches, second and third level of my network, if you will. Business coaches. I bought them a cup of coffee, talked to them, learned a little bit more about it, got introduced to the Institute of Professional Excellence in Coaching, IPEC, and how that system works. Signed up for it, took the 6-month course, got certified, went through a couple of other IPEC training on performance and how you can apply it in different disciplines, and pivoted into leadership development and high performance team building. And that's what I'm doing now. And yeah, there's frustrating days, but you know what? Those are pretty far and few between. And there's really not frustrating days. There's frustrating moments. And the more I do this, the more I realize that that's a choice. And I've made a choice to live as I learned how to phrase it in a Tony Robbins state this past weekend, in a beautiful state where I'm grateful and appreciative and giving and living life to its fullest.
Yeah, I love that. Let me ask you something. So you got that you love the boys, you love the rugby as a game, but is the coaching that you love most?
It's helping people succeed. It's helping people understand that they have everything they need within them: the drive, the understanding, the desire to succeed. They just need some help understanding what success looks like to them, and then creating that path to get there. And then also back it up one more step, understanding who they are, so then they know how to connect the dots between where they are today and where they want to be tomorrow.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I guess there's something that you touched there that is like really magical for a coach, which is the same thing I can feel as a parent, but it's really like when you connect them to their bigger self, right? And like it's when they get that aha and see themselves as more powerful, that's like all the juice for the coach. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that you can, every so often a client will actually audibly say uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it's just, you just know it because you can hear that pause, and you hear the tone of the voice change, and there's a physical reaction to that. Wow, okay, I can do this. That's what I want to be. That's how I can get to be who I want to be, and I can choose to make the changes and make a difference in myself and in the world.
Hmm. Yeah, man. That's it. That's the stuff right there. What I want to know next is who is your perfect clientele? Like, who are the people you work with best? What situation? What are they in? How do I know if Otis is a good coach or consultant for me? Like, how would I know?
So my perfect clientele, or my niche, I don't know if I'd call it perfect. My niche is a small business that wants to continue growth. Uh, kind of the definition. If you want to put a money label on it, it's 2 million in revenue a year and above. But really, it's a physical difference. It's when that startup, the founder and the co-founders and his initial team can't sit around the kitchen table anymore. They start to bring in more people into their team, and they want to continue to grow, and they want to, the founders want to grow as leaders, and build a better, more successful team, to continue to improve it and create a culture of success and innovation within their team.
Hmm.
Then the next level is, once they've reached that level of success and the team's starting to grow, and we're talking, there's 30 people on the team or more,
Mm-hmm.
then they start to identify, well, I got Bobby and Susie and Jody over here that I think have some potential. I want to bring in a coach to help them become better leaders than I was at that level
Hmm.
my career, so that as our business continues to grow, now I've got these high power mid-level managers that have identified they can grow into that next level manager, that director or vice president in the future. And I've identified them, and I want to give them the tools. And I'll just do one side note, since I did say teams, and it reminded me, when I can operate with a high performing team or a high level team, it's even better. And I did just couple of months ago a 3-day high performance team building camp for the USA men's rugby team right before they went to the World Cup.
Hmm.
So we went up in the mountains, and I ran them through various physical activities that had absolutely nothing to do with rugby, to get their mind kind of clear and focused on the team effort. And we spent 3 days up in the mountains, going through that, working together, going through these various events, working from how an individual's efforts affects the outcome and outcome and results of the team's performance, to buddy team performance, working with the individual to your left and right, and then full on whole team performance and how you can operate as a team. It was
Hmm.
a lot of fun, and great time. Great time for all of us, for the players, the coaches, and the managers that were, trainers and things that all participated in. It was 40 of them, and myself, and then my team that I put together with guys to, we just had a blast, and it was a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. So I want your thoughts on, I think I'm going to make an assertion, and I want to hear kind of your feedback about it, and obviously your insights about it. And the assertion is that right now in society, we've been playing the individual game, the do-it-yourself, I do it alone. I got to survive, and here's how I survive, and I got to think about self, and I got to take care of me. And this survival is taken away from the best part about being human, which is that connection between other humans. And anything great has always been done with teams. And real power, I say, is like multiple people lined up in a mission. Like, we're going this way, right? Like, that's where all the power is. And that's where all the magic and the great ideas and the momentum comes from, is like people and teamwork. And the mission of Coach Match Me is really to get people in communication with team at the partnership level, with people, right? With somebody they can trust and soundboard and be, from a coach perspective. But really, it's to such that they get an authentic voice to communicate, so that they go out and create the world they want with the team they want to find, right? And I just see there's a lack of that, but like that's the jewel. That's what everybody's really wanting. And I don't know, I say that, and I want to hear like your thoughts about it. And what do you see?
And as you were describing that, what popped to mind was Naked and Afraid, that Discovery Channel TV show.
Uh-huh.
So if you ever watched it, you see just the two people together, and most times the two of them together make it. But if one of them drops out, that person that's left has a really, no matter if it's 5 days or 15 days or 2 days, that person has a really, really tough time making it. And then take one more step and look at what happens when they bring these pairs together and they create a larger team, and you get this skill set, and that's the human connection. So it's not just the communication, it's the physical connection, and it's the abilities of somebody else and how they complement my abilities or cover for my weaknesses, and how those fit together and work together, and the strength of the team just continues to build, because we're all working together. When we have a purpose, what's their common purpose? Their common purpose is to survive. It's just like the military. And when you bring together people from all over the United States, all over, and to include territories, as a matter of fact, not just people in the U.S., it's all of our territories, Puerto Ricans and Samoans that come and join the military. And look at the teams that the military forms, because they have a purpose. That they have a uniformity. They're all in uniform, right? So they all become the same. They get rid of that heritage. The heritage and those background, the backstory goes away. It's no longer important. It's what we can do together, because we have a purpose to move forward, and we have a future to move forward to. And we can do the same thing in a company. We can do the same thing in a sports team. We can do the same thing in your hometown. I mean, 4th of July parade. Come out to the 4th of July parade in small town USA, and look at that, man. Everybody in small town, it's like we're all a big family. We're all part of the same town. We're excited. We're picking up the gum wrappers and things like that on the sidewalk and putting them in the trash can. Anybody's out there thinking that they can do it by themselves, I challenge them, because I guarantee there's somebody else as part of it. Because the only way you're going to do it by yourself is you go put your snowshoes on and go walk up to the middle of Alaska and survive by yourself out in the middle of nowhere. Then you're truly doing it by yourself. Otherwise, everybody's got a team.
So well said. Thank you, Otis, for saying that. Because what I got from that is the unified purpose, right? And you're pointing out that collectively we already are here to survive, and that's really how we've survived, right? Is because of our team. But now I think what's called for in society is unifying on a deeper purpose, right? Because now, instead of surviving from a food, water, shelter needs, now we're climbing Maslow's hierarchy inside of our needs and need to self-actualization. But to get there, I say we got to align on a game where every human can play and gets it, right? And we've got ideas on what that game is, but I'm curious, what do you think your game is? What's the team you're forming around what game?
So my purpose is to create better leaders, because I believe creating better leaders creates better organizations, better teams, and those better organizations and better teams create better communities, and better communities build into a better world. And that's how every day when I do what I do, I am influencing change in our world. You know, every so often somebody will pop up and say, you know, I can't make a difference. And I say, bullshit. Everything you do makes a difference. You can do something positive and make a positive change. Just walking down the street and smiling at somebody. They may not smile back, but you know what? The next person they walk by, they may smile because you smiled, and then they went, "What? Did that person smile at me? Oh, well, that's pretty cool. I'm going to smile at the next person back."
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about just little things like that. And you know, that person that you smiled at may have been sad, may have been feeling kind of crappy right then, may have gotten a text, you know, a Dear John text from their girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and this ain't, you know, we're breaking up. And it's like, oh man. But you know what? I smiled at them, and that smile could just break that spiral of woe is me, and be like, you know, it ain't that bad. It's gonna get better. It can always get better.
Yeah, spot on, man. That's so spot on. Let me ask you, is there anything else you want to speak to regarding coaching or your coaching, or besides, of course, I want you to tell us where we can find you and where we can get a hold of you. But what else?
The other reason I do this is I love helping people. I love giving to people and helping them succeed and helping them create what they want. Because it's not what, you know, Joe Bob thinks Otis should do, or mom and dad think I should do, or whatever. It's what I want to do. And helping people see that, man, just you're happier, you're more fulfilled, you're more successful, and you get more done too. Because man, when you're focused on doing something that you love to do, that gives you energy and power, man, you just crush it, and just continue to build and grow. And it's just a wonderful place to be. And I love helping people achieve that and understand what that's like.
Love that. Love that. All right, Oz, where do we find you? How do we get a hold of you and your coaching? Like, what's the best way to connect with you?
Sure. My website is www.lto-enterprises.com. I also have Instagram, LTO_enterprises. I'm on Twitter. You can find me through LTO Enterprises. I also do a weekly newsletter. So if you go to my website, you can sign up for a weekly newsletter that I publish, and it just 5 quick things, a stoic quote of the week, something I'm thinking about, or a lesson I learned last week, veteran opportunity of the week, a planning thought of the week, and then someone I met, somebody I met that I thought was interesting or just stuck out in my mind. Not that everybody I meet here lately seems to be, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. So sometimes it's kind of hard to just do one, but yeah. And then my email, otis@lto-enterprises.com. And I'll give you my phone number, 719-640-9722. And I tell you, leave a message, because I don't answer the phone unless I know it's somebody that's not a spam. So yeah. Call me and leave a message. Oh, and you can, when you go on my website, you can sign up for a free consultation call. There's a link on there. Click there, schedule a call on your account, so the time will match up on your calendar that I'm available to talk. So yeah.
Cool. All right. Awesome. So I guess what I want to appreciate or acknowledge you for is just being on one team humanity, right? Like you're totally playing for the world at large. And that's you are the pinnacle of like why I do what I do, is because you're the pinnacle of human being. Like you're out there empowering other human beings. And not only do we want to promote the crap out of that, but frankly, this is the game everybody should be playing. And not like a should, but like a should, because there's everything in your life inside of it, right? And I just thank you for being a stand for people to grow their leadership. And I think that's it. You're providing purpose and power to people. And I ask anybody who's heard anything for themselves in this call gets purpose and power is calling you if you don't have it already. So thank you for being here with us, Otis, and I really appreciate you and what you're doing in the world. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you, and thanks for